In this video I'll be showing you how to assemble, lubricate and tension and sticker a Fangshi Shuang Ren 54.6mm cube. So first off, you take out all your pieces from the packaging. You should have 6 springs, 6 screws and 6 washers. Sometimes you get extra washers, screws, springs, extra pieces. That's fairly common. You should have 1 core, which looks like a ball, 6 of the caps, for single caps for the centerpieces. You should have 8 corner caps, like that. 12 edge piece caps that look like that. These make up the edge, these 2 pieces. So you should, the center. So there should be 6 of these, and these attached together like so. There should be. This is your corner. So it separates into 3 pieces: the cap, the stalk, and this middle bit. So what you'd do to assemble it is you'd push the corner stalk through, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's some pillars that line up with the holes, and you push it back down with your thumb until it is firmly in, and then you'd attach the cap on the end, lining up. I don't know how well you can see it on this camera. There's 1, 2, 3 stalks there. You'd line it up with the 3 holes and you push it in like so, and that will be the corner. The edge pieces are in 3 pieces as well, so obviously you need 12 edges, and you just push them together like this, lining up again the pillars with the holes. Push together. Make sure it's firm because that will affect the performance of the cube. And then you push the cap in. It's worth noting that these caps, when they're in, are very hard to get out again because they recess inside the rest of the piece. So there's nothing you can get your fingernail under to push it back out. So once you've assembled it, it's hard to disassemble it completely again. It's possible, but it's just difficult. It involves pushing a screwdriver or some small pointy object through a little hole in the bottom to get the cap back out. And then of course you should obviously have your stickers, your standard stickers, which or CubeSmith or whatever you want to put on the cube. To assemble this, you'll need a screwdriver. If you're going to lubricate it, it helps if you've got some silicone lubricant. This is Traxxas 30K weight, which is what I'm going to use for the core. As a side note, I'm not going to lubricate the pieces on this cube because Fangshi Shuang Rens don't really need the pieces lubricated, but if I were to, I would use this, which is my own mix of silicone shock oil and Maru milk lubricant, which is actually amazing. What happens is if you mix the shock oil with the Maru milk, the milk lasts longer, and it just makes it really slick feeling, which is good without gumming it up too much. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to empty your screw spring washer set, just to set that they're all there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It helps if you organise into piles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And see, I've got an extra washer. I've gained a washer. That's not uncommon at all. Often you get an extra spring as well, but not usually the screws. So you take your silicone lubricant. I would just put a tiny little bit inside here in a ring. So you just squeeze a little bit out. Like that until you get a little bit, and then just wipe it around. Stick your washer in, making sure that it's sort of, it's hard to see here, but it's indented in one side and out on the other side, so you want to make sure you put it so that the indent is facing up, because it just makes it smoother. You just a case of dropping it in. You can put it on the end of here, which is what I will do. Just push it down, and in it goes. Stick the spring in, can't get it apart. Let me do these ones for now. There we go. Stick the spring in just on top. Like that. And you want to take your screw and just put a tiny bit of lube. You can use any silicone lubricant. Lubix is quite good. Traxxas, which is for remote control cars originally, and then you just stick the screw on your screwdriver, put it through the screw, through the spring, and then hold it like that so that you're actually turning the core rather than the spring, than the screw, and you just twist it on. I find this actually helps in terms of not helping it to go on straight and not stripping the screw. And you just turn until it goes on. There we go. And then you want to tighten it up, but not all the way. So I stop when initially when the head of the screw is in line with the plastic. Like that, because that helps you when you come to tension it to get it right. And you don't want to do it all in one go. Then what you want to do is put just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to use my silicone marrow milk combustion, and you just lift it up the core and the thing, and I just put a tiny little bit in between the plastic and the core and move it around like that. Now I'm going to repeat this. I do the opposite side and then the other ones, and I'm going to repeat this now, and I'll get back to you once I've assembled the whole core. Okay, so this is where you should be at. You should have something that looks like this, and then what you do is you take an edge piece and you would sandwich it, push it in between two centres like so. You would do another edge next to it, and you'd line it up, push it in between two centres. Then you take a corner piece and you drop it down into place, and you'd sandwich that corner piece with an edge piece. Then you move along, you put in another edge piece, and another corner piece, and another edge piece, like so, and another edge piece, two corner pieces, like that, and just one of these edges until you've got that. Now you want to leave this one out for now, and you want to start working on this top layer. So you put in an edge like that, the corner that goes next to it. Obviously if your cube is stickered, you need to make sure you put each piece in the right place. So standard sticker scheme is white, red, green, orange, blue, yellow. Corner piece, like that. The edge piece that goes next to it. Now I put in one of the two corner pieces. If I were doing another cube, not a Fangshi, if I was doing a Shuang Ren or a Moyu cube or something like that, I'd put a little bit of lubricant on this edge that goes in here, but I'd put in this edge finally now, like so, and you're mostly there. Put in the corner piece, and then you may need to just push these corners apart slightly, raise it, and you can pop in the edge. Now it's worth noting that this is very loose. This is deliberately so it makes it easier to assemble if you leave it loose, but also it helps you with the tensioning. So I would at this point do a full, you take a look at the screw, see it's a crosshead screw, you want to do a full rotation of the screw 360 degrees on all sides. So that's 360 on that one. $360 on that one. $360 on that one. And that one. And it is all sides. So now you want to pull it apart very gently, because otherwise it'll pop, and just check the tensions. Now some people would like it on this tension, some people like it more tighter than this. I personally would have it tighter than this, but it's worth you seeing what you want. This is kind of the loosest you would ever have it, so I'm going to do it at another 360 degrees, but if you prefer this tension, then that's fine. I'm going to do it another 360 degrees. Now it's worth making sure that each side should be even. Because it does affect the performance of the cube if it's unevenly tensioned. Whatever you do not, with this cube, put the caps on the centres until you're happy with the tension that is at, because if you do, you'll struggle to get them back out again. So I would say that's close to being. I'm just going to do another half turn on each side. And then when you're happy with the tensions, you just finally put the caps on because they push in. The beauty of this cube is that the caps don't pop off. It's also very, very smooth and slightly swishy feeling. The downside, of course, being that it's hard to retension if you get it wrong, because it's hard to take the caps out. It's possible, but it's just difficult. So there we go. That is a fully assembled Fangshi Shuang Ren 54.6mm. It's worth pointing out that it will take a little while for the lubricant to wear in. But there you go. At this point it's time to sticker your cube. So I'm going to be doing it with transfer tape. This should come with all Fangshi Shuang Ren. You may not have got it, in which case you need to do it by hand. It's very much worth taking your time with this, because if you do it wrong, it will just look bad and you'll have to live with that. But what you do is you stick the transfer tape on the stickers, like so, press down to make sure that it's fully on, and then you peel off. The stickers should adhere to the tape rather than to. So you may need to go along and slightly peel the stickers onto the transfer tape like so. And you keep doing for the next line. Now these should be evenly spaced, in line with how the cube should look. Now you have to make sure you line it up very, very carefully with the centres. Take your time and have a steady hand. If you don't have a steady hand, honestly ask someone else to do this. And then you just drop it onto the cube like so. When you're happy with it, you press down firmly just to make sure the stickers all adhere, and then you just peel off slowly, and there you go. This is much quicker than doing it by hand. It also means the stickers line up with each other, but it does make it more difficult in terms of if you get it out, then the whole lot of stickers will be out. Whereas at least if you do it by hand, some of them will be out, but it looks slightly more professional because they do all line up at least with each other. Now you do need to take note of the colour scheme of the cube. So white is opposite yellow, blue is opposite green, orange opposite red. That's the standard Western colour scheme. If you're in Japan, it might be different, but just it's worth bearing that in mind because this is the colour scheme you're going to be sticking with. So to make sure you do it properly and correctly. So I'm going to show you once more with the whites, and then I'm going to fast forward the video to the end to show you what it looks like. So you just peel it off. Making sure that all the stickers end up on the transfer tape. There's one line. They don't always want to, so sometimes you just need to flick up a corner and it's almost like you're peeling it onto the back of the transfer tape. Like so. What's great about the Fangshi is they do give you spare stickers, so if some get chipped, then you can replace them. There we go, there's the white ones. Again, as before, you just line them up as best you can. Take your time. When you're ready, you just drop it onto the cube, making sure you're pulling it tight at all times so that it lines up, and then make sure you peel off slowly from a corner first because you don't want the stickers to stay on the transfer tape or to be raised. This way you don't get the air bubbles that you sometimes get and it looks neater. I'm going to complete the cube and then get back to you. Okay, so at the end your cube should look fully assembled, should turn well. And then it's just a case of sticking on the logo. You may want to put your own logo on or not have one, it's up to you. But then just peel it off as normal, like so. You want to try and hold it at the edge as much as possible in case then you've got any grease or anything on your finger or any lube, because that will create an air bubble. Now, in this case, the logo is bigger than the white sticker that I'm going to put it on, so you need to make sure it lines up as best you can on the cap, like so. And you just lower it gently into place, tap it down, and then gradually press it down. You kind of want to avoid air bubbles as much as possible, and there you have a fully lubricated, assembled, stickered, tensioned Fangshi Shuang Ren 54.6mm cube. If this was useful for you, hit the like button, and thanks for watching.